Welcome back. You're listening to Vacious Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com.
And we're here with Diamond Dee,
Yes.
who just put out a book called Dee-Vided, and it's all about her journey from being a sex addict to now a transgender.
A true transgender.
Sure. A what?
True.
True.
You were a fake transgender.
I was
before.
fake before, now I'm true.
There were a couple of questions during the break that we got. One was, you had the money to get the operation, to get all the things, to get the psychological testing. What would you have done if you had been broke?
I'm glad you asked that question. That's where it all kind of gets even more crazy and puzzling and the whole 9 yards. I had a condo that I lived in. It was a one-bedroom condo. And back at the height of the sale of all the property back in '05, I made $65,000 on the sale of this condo, which I should have made maybe $2,000 or $3,000. Okay, so I had all this money. I'm giving parts of the book up, but
That's okay.
yeah, no, this is good. This
Teasers.
is good.
Yeah, teasers.
I took the money and I was doing the cross-dressing and everything, and I was trying to, what's what they call purge. I would actually, I'll never do this again, and I throw all the stuff away, and I did that like 2 or 3 times.
The girls' clothes you
The
got to
girls'
get rid of.
clothes.
Okay, yeah.
I even used to meet the real estate lady at the front door, all dressed up, real pretty, you know. And I can't do this anymore, so I throw everything away. I sold the condo. I got the money now. I'm headed to Miami. I says, I'm get as far away from Vegas as I possibly can. Quit my job, pack up the truck, take off to Miami. On the way to Miami, I stopped at 4 different places buying more girl clothes, and then I couldn't stop. I was like, this is too cool, you know. And then when I get to Miami, I throw it all away again. I says, what in the world am I doing to myself? Because I couldn't really, make up my mind what I wanted to do and what was happening. So I stayed in Miami 3 days. It got too much humidity, and so I packed it all up. I'm headed back to Vegas. I got my boss on the phone. I says, I'm headed back. I'm rolling through Texas somewhere. He said, yeah, we knew you'd be back. Come on back. I'm the only one that ever worked there in 2 genders, and with the most tattoos ever was hired at this place. I was hired there 3 times, So
You're doing something right then.
I guess so, but Vegas kept drawing me back because I was making money here, and again, it was sex capital of the world, and sex is too easy to get here. It's
And you were a cab driver here.
I was a cab driver.
That's Sex City right there.
10 years in that cab. Again, in the book, you'll hear stories about me getting blowjobs from the hookers for free cab rides and stuff like this.
Right.
This is a very entertaining book. I mean, it's off the charts.
Right. No, it's fun. It's fun to read.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So if you had not had the money, you never would have done it.
Of course not. No. I mean, I would have just remained
Addicted, and it would have taken a different path, maybe.
It would have taken a different
path.
Well,
you really think you would have been jailed?
I would have been locked up somewhere because what I was doing, it was eventually I would have probably got caught soliciting the hookers and the different things that everything I did was illegal. It wasn't because it was in Las Vegas.
Right.
I mean, when I went out to the ranches and the chicken ranch and stuff like that, of course it was legal. But stuff here in town, no. I get urges 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd go down and I had a Harley. I'd get on the Harley and drive down to the strip, and I pick up chicks all over the place. I had a badass hog. So no, and I don't think I was bad looking, and the girls flocked on me, and I didn't have a problem with it, but I had a problem doing it, and. But
did you do any studying of sex addiction? Since you knew that you had it, did you do any research of your own about it?
I wish I would have.
Yeah?
I wish I would have went and got help. You see, most sex addicts and people that did what I did, they're too embarrassed to go get help.
Right.
And that was the whole problem. If I would have went and sought help with these professionals for a legitimate thing, I wouldn't have been sitting here right now having this conversation.
This is just conjecture. I mean, you don't have to go there if you want. But if you hadn't got the operation and the sex addiction kept continuing, where do you think you would have branched? Do you think you may have branched into the BDSM world, or maybe into bestiality, or I mean,
anything.
Any of those things.
Anything, because I kept needing new things. new faces.
It's
I
like
needed
a drug addict that needs more for the fix, huh?
Right,
And
right.
something different.
Wow.
I mean, you
something
talk
fresh.
about Tiger Woods and what was that other guy with he had that fast cars and stuff. I forget his name, but you know, they all say they were sex addicts and stuff, but
any man who's ever been caught banging someone else's wife or someone who's not his wife will tell you he's a sex addict.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
True.
But I was a true sex addict. I mean, there was nothing I wouldn't do for another quick fix, you know. And it was sad. I mean, it was you know. And all the people that I hurt, you know, that was the worst part of the whole thing. I hurt all these wives and. I mean, who's going to go get married and have a couple of kids just not to go to Vietnam? I mean, that wasn't the sex addict part, but that was just I was a real son of a bitch, you know. And I mean, I go on and tell you all the stuff I did, and people just shake their head, you know. Yeah,
So you got. Did you join like groups? You have you see a therapist now. Are you like in a group?
No, I'm at the Clark County Mental Health.
Okay.
And that's it's just a one-on-one with the psychiatrist. Yeah.
Did you ever try a group or anything like that?
I've been to the groups. I've been to the trans groups and the LGBT and yeah. And I still go down. I haven't been in a little while, but I go down there and sometimes I be dressed as a guy and you know what? To this day, I would try probably going back to being a guy and dressing like a guy and everything, but I can't use the men's room. I mean, it's gross. It's one of the worst things I ever did. To be a woman and have to go in a men's room and sit down on the friggin' toilet where guys piss everywhere, you know. And I used to be one of them. I know I piss on the floor, and you know, and it's the hardest thing to do. You got 3 or 4 guys at a urinal in one stall, and here I am having to pee, and I'm waiting for the guy to get out of the crapper, and you know, I'm already sweating my. It doesn't work, you know. It's I mean, I just have to. I finally just said, screw it all. I'm going to be a woman. That's it, and I'm done. You know.
Does your psychologist encourage you to be either way?
Yes. He asked me where I feel most comfortable, and I told him, I says, well, as a female, when I'm a female, my whole demeanor is like, everybody is sweet, and I can be, you know, a loving person to them, and
the asshole part of you is gone.
Right. Right. Thank you. Yes.
When you put on a suit and tie, you become a total douchebag.
Right. Let me tell you,
Clothes makes the person.
The women's side is so much better. You know, I hate to say it, but I get along with the human race so much better as being a woman than I did as being a guy, because I'm not obnoxious, I'm not in your face, and I'm gentle.
Living proof that women are the better sex.
Right.
Mama's got a question.
Yeah, well, I'm noticing all the tattoos.
Yes.
And the tattoos to me look more like what a woman would have.
Yes.
Because there's butterflies and hearts and flowers and
Hello
Kitties and stuff like that.
Change?
Now.
Thank you. That's a good question.
I have. My question really is, I'm noticing them, and my question is, is that part of your? I'm going to try to be this now.
No,
the girl, and that's why you get those, or that's
no.
What you
I had them all.
or?
It was in the process. It was all. I got all the girl tattoo stuff and everything. I changed everything up. We put bows in their hair and everything prior to the surgery.
So you had all these male tattoos, and then when you had the surgery, you kind of feminized?
We feminized them all. I didn't have that many male stuff, but I had a few. But in the process of getting this whole thing done, I knew I was getting the surgery and everything, and so the 2 years I was waiting to do all this other stuff, I did it. I got all girl stuff, and I prepared myself. The beard removal and. The only thing I didn't do, as you can probably hear, you're probably saying, oh, this sounds like a guy and a guy's voice. And I said, you know what? I changed everything else, but I'm not changing the voice. That's the only thing I got left of my true personality.
Well, and you have to learn to talk like a female, right?
But I never wanted to.
Right.
You can have your, your vocal cords mildly paralyzed.
Oh, how do you like this? Diamond Dee. Oh, hi, dear. Woo.
You sound like more like someone I'd get a pineapple upside down cake recipe from than a addicted crossdresser.
That's what I'm saying. But it's a challenge for me, and I challenge anybody and anywhere at any time to try to pull this off and get through life in 2 different genders, and it's not easy, you know.
So the reason that I asked about the group therapy, did that work at all? I mean, did it help?
Yeah. Actually, when I'm down there, I see I see a lot of people that are hurting, and I call them the real deal. And I feel sorry for them that they really want it, but they don't have the money to get it.
Right.
Here I am, didn't need it and got it. It's.
And then from there, I wanted to move into the spiritual aspect.
Right.
I remember you said you joined a church.
Sure. Oh, I was always that's kind of where I wanted to go next.
Right.
And that's where I found that it was a higher calling that had this whole thing happen.
Right.
I really believe it was a godsend because I was heavily into the CMA, which is the Christian Motorcycle Association, and they even turned their back on me. They says, "Oh no, if you're going to be a woman, blah blah blah, well, you can't be a part of us."
Christians did that.
I would say, how can they call themselves Christians and turn their back on somebody?
I know. Everybody had the pat answer. They says, "Oh, if that's what you want, just go ahead, but you'll be on your own," And it's like I wasn't helped at all. If people would have actually helped me and they would have sat me down and really tried to help me, I probably would have never done any of this.
That's what's very sad about the whole thing is
Right.
because these are Christians
Right.
that you couldn't get help from.
Oh yeah.
Jesus would have never turned his
No.
back on you.
And to this day, I still get people judging me, and the Bible says, "Do not judge, lest you be judged."
Right.
And take the plank out of your own eye before you try to take the speck out of someone else's.
Right.
It's sad. I'm not religious, but I do have a relationship straight to God, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
So,
Well, we've been talking to Diamond Dee Bell. Hold up her book again. You can find her book at Amazon, Amazon.com. Are there any local stores that carry it right now?
Barnes and Noble. Is it Barnes and Noble that's still?
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble,
Yeah. They you can go to any bookstore and order it, and they'll deliver it right to your house.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
And then
And I ordered it right off of Amazon.com,
Okay.
had it, and it was really good. Like under $15 with shipping and everything, so it's very reasonable.
Right. Go friend Diamond Dee Bell on Facebook, and you can keep up with the schedule because she plans on doing some signings around town.
Sure.
And you get to meet her in person. Have
And
her
we'll
sign your
also
book.
know when the documentary comes out.
Exactly.
Right, and if all else fails, you can contact us, and we'll get straight in contact with her. So, if you need to find a book and you can't remember where to go.
I want to talk a minute about Dee's tattoo on her chest.
Okay.
I said to her, like, "Is this one of your wives?" And tell her what you said to me.
I
Dee.
said no. It's somebody I'd like to meet.
Oh.
I actually had this done before the surgery as well. And I don't know if you could see it, but actually her boobs are my boobs, and
We'll have to
yeah.
see that off camera.
But yeah, yeah.
And she said to me, "Oh, they looked really good when I had 38 C's."
That's a whole nother story.
Well, when she was here last time, remember she
I
had
the boobs.
she had boobs, but one was not right.
Again, I think that was another sign to do something because one of them blew out, and then I had no money. I went broke and everything, and I couldn't afford to get them fixed, so I had to get them out. And but I make jokes about it. I said, well, boobs are good for two things. It's breastfeeding babies and attracting men, and I'm not looking to do either one.
All right, we're about to take our long break. We are going to have the girls from FanFest here in studio because I believe when I told them last night that the boys were coming in, they wanted to come in. So, so instead of a phone call from Platinum and Desiree, they will be in studio with us right around 9 o'clock. So we're going to do some catch-ups when we come back. Dee is staying with us for the entire hour, so she can put her 2 cents in whenever she feels like it, or if she can get a word in edgewise.
We'll let her. Maybe.
In honor of the two boys that are here, we're playing some Kevin Jackson, so we'll be right back after this break.